Hello and welcome back to Moss Valley, welcome back to Povey Farm as we continue to attempt to work it out of its crippling debt. We probably need to pay back some loan this month as well. We're starting off, it is now 10 o'clock in the morning. I finished off the... There we go. It's been a while. I finished off the fertilising from last episode. This is what we were doing as we were leaving. Figured we'd just stick with the same day. We'll just keep going with what we're doing. There's no need to rush on through, I don't think, at the minute. We'll probably find that we've got jobs we need to do. And we need to spend a little bit of time looking after our animals anyway. So that's what we're doing. We're going to get some TMR mixed up. We're going to do two. I should really, because we can, I should really be peeling the wrap off the bales. I did forget. This is naughty of me. Yeah, figured we'd get some feed done. We'll feed cows. We'll put some feed in for the chickens. Got to be careful on these ones not to push them back in. And then we've got some things that maybe our parents won't be proud of that we've got to sort out today. We have a weed problem, and the only way to solve our weed problem is to do some hoeing. So that's what we're going to be on. That is our goal. Hopefully we can get our weeds sorted today. We'll have to lease a hoe, borrow someone else's hoe for the day, get a weeder in. We've got our oat fields. Now, I felt sure that the oat fields were, well, sort of like all the other fields. Everything else was alright. No weeds anywhere else. And we did exactly the same. So, what went wrong there, I don't know. As we say, it is what it is. But we've got ourselves 16,000 litres of TMR mixed up. The cows still have, I think, about 18,000 litres, maybe more, of hay. I was hoping they'd get for a bit more of that and give us a bit more room for topping up the feed, but that is where it's at. So we'll put the TMR in, and again we'll do like we did before. We'll wait for the TMR to all be gone, and then we'll try and give them another few days or a month on the hay. But we want to make sure we get as much milk as we can. Now, there have been some more straw blowers released on the mod hub quite recently. We may look to get one of those, but for now we're just going to feed our straw in with our mixer wagon because it will accept it. So we just need just the one bale of straw. Oh, I took all of them, didn't I? It's a good job I'm a big strong boy and can push all our unnecessaries back in, so we just have one bale of straw left. Dear oh dear. Read the instructions, Mr. Farquhar. You silly tool. Right. Yeah, it might not even take all of this bale, but I just want to make sure it's done because it's the sort of thing I'll forget about. Like, I worry about making sure the animals are all fed and looked after and being maintained, then I'll forget about the bedding. As you can see, we've got another bale spike as well. I keep uninstalling the bale spike that we're using. I think because the official version of the bale spike that I was using is for front loaders only, and the lizard version is, you know, compatible with everything, I believe, and bit of a mod snob sometimes. I try and not use the lizard version of things. If there's an official version or a branded version, should I say, I try and use that, and I keep deleting the lizard version of the bale spike I'm actually using. But we've got one now, and it is just a homemade bale spike. It is titled that. We may go for a Robert. I like the Robert equipment. I'm not quite sure if we'd have all that French stuff on our little British farm. But we can feed this in, and that'll go in as straw bedding. See, it's in there. If we check in our little cow barn, you see we have our 20 cows still, 27 months old. They are close to giving us some calves. So I want to try and get, I'd really like to have the money to get a calving shed. So then when the calves came, I get them out of here and put them straight in the calving shed. Just smacking me wheel about if you can hear that. By having to manipulate it a little bit, because we can't take animals out of here. The animals that are in here are staying in here. It's just that is not functioning on the map at the minute. So yeah, we'll have to work our way around that. So I need to be there when they come out, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to afford to get a calving shed or where I'd even put it. They may have to stay. But anyway, straw is now nearly full. Food, 35,000 litres of food, 16 TMR, and 18 of hay. So I'm going to leave it like that for a bit. I want to try and get this hay dropped right down, probably to about 10,000 litres, just as like reserve feed for when I forget. And then we'll just keep pumping in the TMR. I did notice that we have about 4,000 litres of milk, and that's usually around about 10 grand for us. So if you think we get 10, 11 grand for our wood chips, and we didn't pay anything back with that, you get another 10 grand here. I'm saying we definitely pay back at least 5 grand. We'll see what we get for our eggs, because we'll sell our eggs again as well. Have a little bit of a money-making session. So we'll get this dropped off, see what we get. So that was 9,000, so a little bit less. But yeah, I think we're definitely in a position we can pay a little bit back. We'll see what we get for the eggs, and then I'll decide on how much I'm repaying. I'd like to pay back more than 5 grand. If I could do 10, that'd be nice. So we have our 3 and a bit pallets of eggs loaded on. Took a few minutes. It's nearly midday. We didn't even start hoeing yet, we even got to the good bit. So eggs, where are we selling the eggs? By the looks of it, we are taking our eggs down to Ridgeway Goods. That is the best price at the minute, so that is where we shall head. And again, I think our eggs should be worth in the region of about 10 grand. So if we say we got 11 grand for the wood chips, 9 grand for the milk, we can get about 10 grand for the eggs, we'll repay 15,000 on the debt. I think that's fair enough, because this should anyway bring us back over 300 grand, which has been a nice number that we've been sitting around at. I feel sort of quite comfortable with that. If there's something we need to buy or lease, we've definitely got the money for it whilst we're sitting at that sort of figure. That's sort of where my little brain's at anyway, thinking of the finances. And I don't think I've said it yet today, so thank you very much for coming back. Welcome back if you have come back. Support the series, support the channel. If this is your first time here, why not go back and check how we got here. If you don't want to do it episodically, there is a year 1 supercut available, which will just play you through everything we did in year 1. Sort of getting to where we are. That's doing pretty good as well. I'm surprised how well that episode or that supercut is doing. Seems people enjoy watching the longer content over the shorter content, which was weird because I've been trying to cram down to shorter videos because people weren't watching my longer ones. It's a funny old world, this YouTube. But yeah, it's there. If you want to support the channel further, we do have channel memberships. Starting from 99 pence. You'll get early access to all content that we put out on the channel, be it farming, trucking, snow runner, anything else that goes out on here. Sometimes a bit of hunting. Looking to get back to flight sim soon as well. So if we unstrap these, and we got 10 grand. Look at that, lovely job. So we'll just pull off their sell point, and we shall repay our loan. Over in our finances, yes, we are sitting at minus 4,885. So we shall repay 15. Now we're sitting comfortably at minus 4.87 million. Who wouldn't want to be that? That's a good way to be, isn't it? And with that done, we now need to feed our chickens. So I'll put my bucket on the front rather than changing out Typical, lose my voice. Rather than change out the strap trailer. There we go. Think of the words. No, not the spike. The bucket. The bucket. The bucket is over by the chickens, I think. I've noticed that when I put down the bale spike or the pallet fork, the straw texture at the bottom of the shed disappears. There's a straw texture on that shed, and it vanishes when I put those tools down. Ah, glorious. A little spring shower. Ready for when we go hoeing? Gonna get wet. Oh, beautiful. Physics, mate. Physics. Let's open up the feed bay. There we go. Right. Gotta love that physics. You wouldn't want your vehicles weighty, would you? You wouldn't want them to, you know, feel like they weigh a few ton. I think we should be underneath enough now. Maybe now. Maybe now. Right. There. So we want some wheat. No, not going to give us my wheat. There we go. Now I've got my wheat. It doesn't... Can I have some wheat, please? Please, sir. Can I have some more? Oh, there. Right, let's try and... honestly, handbrake. Want a handbrake. So how are they for feed now? I think that'll do them fine. They're nearly 8,000 litres. That'll keep them for a while. We've sold the bigger of the chickens and we've got rid of some of the chicks. So they should be good for a little while. Just going to put my bucket back here. Come on, stop the vehicle. Shut up, great. It's just filling up with water. And quite frustratingly, you're going to have to go hoeing in the rain. Just put the Merlot out of the way. It'll probably want a pallet or a spike on it next. So we'll stick it up here in the shed. In our storage shed. Lovely job. And then we shall jump in our JCB and head up the store. So we need to go and find our weeder. Now I was thinking about going crazy and getting one of these iron box because they are massive. But I think, or even the big old horse. One option would be the Osdoken. I think it's 6 meters, 6.2. But there is the horse transformer 12VF. And that is obviously 12 meters long. But it's quite pricey, so it's going to cost us a little bit on the lease. But I think that's what I'm going to go with. I do like a horse. So we're going to lease that one. So it costs us £5,000. But we'll get pretty much, you know, £2,000 back. So we'll get this hooked up. I am going to head down to the new small field that's got the oats in. But the weatherman says it's raining. No, the weatherman says that it should die off around about 3 o'clock time. 2:30, 3 o'clock we should have sunshine. So I'm going to wait out the rain and we shall start our hoeing when it's just a bit damp. We'll have a moist hoeing rather than a completely wet, drenched hoe. Then that'd be best. I'll tell you what, that weatherman's pretty good, because just like clockwork, 3:30 and stopped raining. So we are going to get hoeing. gonna do it our way. Our way or the highway. There's a lot of music in my videos lately, and not good music. There's a lot of me music. So I think this should be alright. I think this will do the job. I think I was supposed to get rid of that tree, or a bit of that tree. I think was on the list of things to cut down last time round. I did come up and have a look, and I was like, no, that's alright. And then I was like, oh yeah, now I'm going to clip that. But this is a wider tool than what I would normally use for all the other jobs, so should be alright. Should be okay. But yeah, our first bit of weeding, first bit of hoeing. First time I think using this tool. Like, I do like to go with the horse brand. I think it always looks nice. You know, Giants tend to do a really good job with their horse models. I mean, they do a good job with most of their models, let's be honest. But I just really like the horse stuff, which is surprising because I don't really like anything that's red. Not a fan of the red, but I love a Massey, love a bit of horse. I'm doing my up and downs, and then I'll do the headland at the end. You know, for one, that's probably how it's supposed to be done. And when I'm doing my chatting, my piece to you guys, it gets really distracting when the GPS doesn't just follow the loop around. You have to keep connecting, disconnecting, connecting, disconnecting to get around the corner. Whereas we can just go up and down and do our thing. But the farm's looking good from here. Across the vista. As you can see, we've got all our colours in. All our fields are there. Our frame rates have been holding alright since we went back to 1440. All our render distances, again, are set at 300. So there is a little bit more work on the system, but it's worth putting that extra effort in just to have it look nice, in my opinion. Yeah, a nice chilled job. I'm trying to think what we're going to have next. I should imagine, come June, we'll be ready for our first cut of grass for this year. Right? And then we'll probably then get a second cut October, November time? October, hopefully. I do apologise if you hear noise. I'm not sure if that's the kids downstairs. No, it's the bloody dogs barking outside. There's always something. Yeah, so that's where we'll be cutting. And next time around next year, or anything ahead, we will, as soon as we get our first growth stage, I should have picked this up, shouldn't I? Sorry. As soon as we get our first growth stage on the grass in the new year, we'll roll it, and then hopefully it'll bounce back and grow. Our next stage will be a double stage, and we'll be ahead, and then we might be able to get 3 cuts in. Then we'll use that money. We'll use that to, if we get the extra one in there, we'll try and silage it, and then use that money to maybe buy a plot of land that we can rear some more cows on, rather than using the money to just pay off the decks. I said we're not just silage and repay decks. That's too easy. So yeah, we might use make some silage, and use some silage money to expand the farm, so we have to work a little bit more. But I think that'll be good, doing it that way. Oh, we did get a little bit of feedback a few episodes ago, so I do apologise for that. Poplar are a good idea, make good money. This is true, and we may go a bit and do a bit of poplar. I'm not sure how well that'll fit in with the farm in the equipment that we've got and the way we're going, but if we get a little field somewhere, maybe off near the woods, and poplar that, or it probably wants to be a sizable field, because we're going to have to get probably a poplar baler, so I like to bale, so a poplar baler, a planter and everything. So, you know, it's although it makes good money, it's not a cheap startup, because it's different equipment from everything that we've got. But yeah, we may look into a little bit of poplar, just because we know it does work. Plenty of guys have gone out there and they've looked in and seen, right, what works best, what's making the most money. And I think very early on they figured out Poplar was the way to go over silage this time round. So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I appreciate the suggestions, appreciate the feedback. If you've got anything you want to add to the series and stuff we should try and should see and stuff we can work in to try and make some money and have a bit of fun while we're doing it, by all means drop it down in the comments. I love feedback, good or bad. I'm thick-skinned, and yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate all the interaction. Interaction is key, so don't forget to give it the old thumbs up down there, people. Big fat thumbs up. Let's help push the content. Despite being predominantly a farm sim channel, farm sim is flagging at the moment. Farm sim is flagging for us. Need the community to show us some love. Let's get this around here. I don't know why I engaged it. I've got to turn my wheelie in yet. But yeah, pretty chilled. Pretty chilled. I think I'll finish this field off. I'll finish this meadow. Well, they're in the meadow. Finish this field. Boom. That was the family coming home. I'll finish this field off. I'll check everyone's alright as they come in, and I'll bring you guys back as we are in the big field, getting the weed out of there. And well, as you can see, we are getting through this one quite nicely. It's now 5:15. I've done the top half of the oat field. There's a little bit on the headland. You can see my mouse up over there. I'd probably like to double back on and just get that. I think there's a tiny little strip in that other oat field that I missed, just where the overlap was, and I was just a little bit of a lazy me, and I didn't go back. So yeah, that's still there. But other than that, it is looking pretty good. If we quickly jump in the map, you can see that's what's left there. I've taken out this top half, and we're just working our way down there. It's just around here, so I sort of worked across, scooped up, followed the headland, and then cut back in again. So I'll probably finish the headland and then just sort of tidy up there near the end. That'll be sort of the plan of the day. But I should imagine in an hour or two it's going to start getting dark. I will continue on hoeing all night and get this done, get the weeds sorted. May 2 and 3. I'm not quite sure what we've got on jobs wise. I'll have a look around the farm. I'll see if there's anything we need to do. I'll check our meadows, see what's going on. They may be skip through days, or we may use the time to see if there is the odd contract about. It would be nice to earn a little bit of money while we're free if we can. I'll have a look on the contracts to see if there's any weeding contracts. While we've got the weeder out, let's see if we can help anyone else out. If there aren't, we'll send it straight back. Obviously, they need to be paying quite well because it's an extra $2 grand for the day nearly. But yeah, it's not been too bad. A day of trying to make a bit of money, selling our goods, looking after the animals. Like I say, just getting this weeding done. The last real job before we get stuck back into grass. Once we're on the grass, it's then back into harvest. Next grass, then we're selling harvest. We're making more money, and hopefully doing a little bit of an expansion again. But I think that's going to be it for this one. This one might be a little bit shorter. Depends on editing. Depends on, you know, me. But we'll leave it there. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, give a big fat thumbs up down below. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, turn the bell notification on. Find out when new videos are going live. As always, comments and feedback down there. We're making some progress. We're doing some things. I will make sure that next time around we plant some different crops and I don't repeat crop. They're in different fields, but they are the same crops, and I don't want to try and do something different. But yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed it. And yeah, you guys have a wonderful day. And hopefully I will see you again very soon. Either farming or trucking or rolling something down a hill in SnowRunner. You guys have a wonderful day. And hopefully I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.